Hello and welcome to another episode of Moose's Gear Goo Review. I'm Moose, and today I have a knife review. And this is actually a really cool knife review that I have. This is the Spyderco Square Head. The Spyderco Square Head, which I think you can kind of tell why it's called the Spyderco Square Head. Really cool, stout little kind of dog tag pocket knife or folding knife. So I'm going to read off some specs and then we'll get into this knife. Sorry about the smudges, but I'm digging it. So the overall length is 3.53 inches long. The blade length is 1.3 inches long. The blade thickness is 0.12 inches thick. The handle length is, if you can call it a handle, is 2.23 inches long. The handle width is 1.25 inches long, and then the handle thickness is 1/4 inch thick. The overall weight is 1.2 ounces, so a nice small lightweight, but yet kind of sturdy, robust feeling knife. I'm actually pretty impressed with the quality and the feel for seeming so cheap and whatever. So basically this is just a small little, I call it a penny pocket, a PP knife. A PP knife? I don't know if I should say that. There's this cool rocket stamped into it. That's the maker's mark. I don't know specifically who designed it. I have to do more research on it. But if you know who designed it, definitely check it out or leave me a comment in the comment section below. Sorry, just trying to look for more information. So let's talk about it. So pretty short, small little knife. It has kind of a high chisel grind. So as you can see, it's flat, completely flat on the tang of the knife. And then it's ground on the one side with a secondary bevel there. It is kind of sharp up on the spine, so you potentially could throw some sparks off a ferro rod, which we can test out here real quick, just for you survival guys. So actually go on the jimping. It's sharp enough on the jimping to throw sparks, so an awesome little thing to know for you survivalists or backpackers who like to use those. It has definitely a kind of almost cleaver / sheep's foot, just square headed boxy knife shape. You have the Spyderco logo there, as you saw before, the little rocket for the maker's mark, and then it's made in Taiwan, and it says, I can't even see, even not through the camera. Yeah, Taichung, Taiwan, Spyderco, and then it's CTS BD1 blade steel, which is awesome. Love the blade steel. It kind of has a cool little decorative pivot there with some punch marks around it. There is jimping on the spine of the knife, which actually works really well. Locks your thumb in there. And then it has kind of an oversized thumb hole for as big as a blade is. The thumb hole is about 1/4 of the whole blade. And I thought that looked kind of weird, but honestly, it makes it so easy to open this knife one-handed. And if you've ever used like the dog tag knife or any other smaller knife, it's really hard to get a decent amount of purchase with your thumb to open knives, but this is no problem. It's a nice circular hole. It swings open perfect, locks up. Awesome. And technically, I guess this would be a frame lock. So we have a FRN handle scale here with the bidirectional texturing, Spyderco logo, another decorative pivot on the opposite side there, and it comes in this gray color. We have a slotted lanyard hole, and then you have this stainless steel insert here that also works as the liner lock. So, boom. Super awesome, super cool, and really like it. I mean, there isn't much to go over on this. The knife does slide shut, and because it's a chisel ground, they keep the beveled, sharpened edge on the low side, so you still have a decent amount of protection before that edge comes anywhere close to being exposed. Yeah, there is no pocket clip, so you could put some cordage through here and wear it around the neck, kind of like a dog tag, or like I said, I just keep this in the change pocket, the CP, maybe I'll call it the CP. There's a CP knife, change pocket knife, which is the little pocket above your regular pocket, and it just sits in there fine. Otherwise, you know, it's just nice and light and works great as kind of a lightweight, quick cutter for EDC carry, urban EDC, you name it, you got it. So there you have it. Let's compare it to some other knives real quick. We have the Bird Robin 2. It's kind of hard to find comparable size knives. I don't have many. The Boker FR. And then the Spyderco Rody. As you can see, the square head is substantially smaller than most of these. You only can really get a 2-finger grip on it. Even when I pull the Rody back from where the finger choil is, the blades are still longer. So I'd actually compare this more with like a box cutting tool, kind of like that, the Outdoor Edge slide winder. And it's a lot more comparable to that, even though it's a folding knife, so pretty sweet. That being said, let's just do some comparisons as far as thickness. You can see right there, handle wides, it's about the same as the slide winder. Slide winder uses utility knife blades, so the comparison on thickness is not the same. But the handle is actually slightly thinner, I think, so pretty cool. Then we got the Bird Robin 2, and it looks like the blade stock is thicker on the square head, so pretty interesting. These are all great knives, by the way. I do like all of these. Boker FR, and the square head is thicker. And the Spyderco Rody, the square head, these ones are pretty similar. I think the square head is slightly thicker, but very similar. Same with the color gray scheme. So, alright, there's that. And finally, our last test will be the ugly brown glove test. See if this will work. I still need to find a new glove. Bidirectional texturing does lock in the cloth on there pretty well. So it's nice to have that grip. Finding the thumb hole. The thumb hole is nice and big, so even with a cloth thumb, it's easy to get it. There is no texturing on the stainless steel part, which is kind of slick. So maybe if they could have just etched maybe the Spyderco symbol there, because when you put that on there, you do feel a little bit of grip there. So I think they could have done something there to just add grip and maybe stylize it a little more. I mean, you could engrave any of this part too as well. So it's a pretty neat option for customization if you're into that. But I still can access it. Closing it's a little harder than opening it, but definitely doable. And honestly, for such a small knife, pretty impressive. So does it pass? Heck yeah. What do I give it? I'll give it a B. I'll give it a B. Solid B. So there you have it, guys. This is the Square Head by Spyderco CTS BD1 blade steel, which is a great steel for the price. I really swear by this steel. I don't know if maybe I just use it so much, but love it. Price wise, this is under like $60 for a small pocket Spyderco, maybe even cheaper. You might even be able to find it closer to like 40 at times, but definitely recommend it for any Spyderco fan or collector, or someone who's just looking for a small folder. So thank you guys. Check out these other videos here. Subscribe, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see you outside. Thank you.